Hi, this is Mike. I'm reading Robert Alter's translation of Exodus. This is chapter 2. And a man from the house of Levi went and took a Levite daughter. And the woman conceived and bore a son. And she saw that he was goodly, and she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took a wicker ark for him, and caulked it with resin and pitch, and placed the child in it, and placed it in the reeds by the banks of the Nile. And his sister stationed herself at a distance to see what would be done to him. And Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the Nile, her maidens walking along the Nile. And she saw the ark amidst the reeds, and sent her slave girl and took it. And she opened it up and saw the child, and look, it was a lad weeping. And she pitied him and said, "This is one of the children of the Hebrews." And his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and summon a nursing woman from the Hebrews, that she may suckle the child for you?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." And the girl went and summoned the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Carry away this child, and suckle him for me, and I myself will pay your wages." And the woman took the child and suckled him. And the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became a son to her. And she called his name Moses, for from the water I drew him out. And it happened at that time that Moses grew, and went out to his brothers, and saw their burdens. And he saw an Egyptian man striking a Hebrew man of his brothers. And he turned this way and that, and saw that there was no man about. And he struck down the Egyptian, and buried him in the sand. And he went out the next day, and look, 2 Hebrew men were brawling. And he said to the one in the wrong, "Why should you strike your fellow?" And he said, "Who set you as a man prince and judge over us? Is it to kill me that you mean, as you killed the Egyptian?" And Moses was afraid, and he thought, "Surely the thing has become known." And Pharaoh heard of this thing, and he sought to kill Moses. And Moses fled from Pharaoh's presence and dwelled in the land of Midian. And he sat down by the well. And the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them off. And Moses rose and saved them and watered their flock. And they came to Reuel, their father, and he said, "Why have you hurried back today?" And they said, "An Egyptian man rescued us from the hands of the shepherds, and what's more, he even drew water for us and watered the flock." And he said to his daughters, "And where is he? Why did you leave the man? Call him that he may eat bread." And Moses agreed to dwell with the man. And he gave Zipporah his daughter to Moses. And she bore a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, "A sojourner have I been in a foreign land." And it happened when a long time had passed, that the king of Egypt died. And the Israelites groaned from the bondage, and cried out, and their plea from the bondage went up to God. And God heard their moaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God saw the Israelites, and God knew